Hey guys, this is Melody, and today we're just doing some sketching with Copic markers. Here I was really just trying to attempt to do some backgrounds, and first I wanted to do that on some post-it notes, which I've really enjoyed sketching on lately. The last sketchbook that I got in the scrawler box, I think it's called a lectern or something, the pages are really thin, so anything that you use on it bleeds through pretty badly, including markers and just ballpoint pens in general. So what I've been doing to fill it up is doing post-it note doodles and sticking them to the backs of pages. That way I feel like I'm getting a little bit more use out of it. Also lately at work, there are times where it's just kind of slow, or I'm like waiting for an Excel workbook to load, and sometimes it takes forever. So I'll just work out a quick little doodle and then I'll put it in my sketchbook at home. Backgrounds and stuff like this aren't my usual go-to thing to draw, but it's something that I really want to work on. I think I've mentioned before that at some point I would like to do a webcomic or something along those lines, and obviously that requires me being able to draw backgrounds, which isn't something that I've ventured into really at all. So this is my attempt to start working on it. I'm trying to do at least a few post-it note sketches every week. Hopefully I can keep up with that. But I think if you're trying to sketch a lot more this year, one of the most important things is just to always keep sketching supplies on hand. So while I might not carry my sketchbook with me everywhere, I have post-it notes at work, and I'll bring a little pencil bag that has maybe a couple markers or this white gel pen and a couple other supplies, but not a lot. That way if I do get the opportunity, I can play around and do a little doodle. This is a color scheme that I've really been loving lately, and I think what spurred it was the scrawler box that actually came with the sketchbook, because they had purple, pink, and blue, which is a pretty basic color combination, but I think it looks really great, and I've been going into some like different colors. So while I stick with the pinks, I've been doing, for the Copic markers, R11, R20, R22 I think I used a lot in this piece, and then BV01 through 04, Y000, and definitely B45. I know that there's some others that I use, but those I think were the main group. The really bright pink that I use is RV04, which is another fun color, but it is such a bright one that sometimes I have a hard time incorporating it, and I don't have a lot of colors that fall on either side of the spectrum of it, so it's not one that I've really been able to blend very well with. But I think with these color combinations, because so many of them are pretty dark, the brightness adds some really good contrast to it. So I think another good tip for getting yourself to draw more this year is to not only carry supplies around with you, but also identify a color scheme or certain supplies that you really enjoy working with, and make sure that those are the ones that you have with me or with you. So like I said, there's this color combination that I really enjoy. So those are the markers that I carry around with me in my purse, and I don't take all of them. I'll choose maybe 4 or 5 and bring those, as well as like a white highlighter, a pencil, and maybe something to do the inking with. This month, my goal is to finish a sketchbook, and honestly I don't know if I'm going to be able to meet that goal. You will find out if I'm able to, because there will be a sketchbook tour at the end of this. But that's just something I want to do this year in particular, and this month is when I'm going to try to really get back into my sketchbooks. I have a couple abandoned sketchbooks that I need to finish, and I feel like a lot of times I feel the need to have a completed piece. So I don't work in my sketchbook. I force myself to draw on nice paper, and then I feel like what I have to do needs to be perfected. I'm not letting myself have those sloppy sketches, and that's really where you learn technique, and that's where you identify new ideas and new techniques that you enjoy incorporating into your finished pieces. So I really want to get back into my sketchbook this month. Another good tip for getting yourself back into your sketchbook is to leave it out. Don't put it away on a shelf, don't hide it away, leave it on your table where you can see it, leave a couple pens out. And I'm one of those people who would ideally have a clean table, but that's honestly never going to happen for me because there's always art supplies everywhere. But maybe just have a cup that has a few pens in it and keep it on top of your sketchbook. That way when you get a free moment or you're on the phone trying to figure something out, like I was on the phone for forever trying to get a hold of one of my W-2s for this year so I could do my taxes. That's a good opportunity to just open it up while you're on the line and do a couple sketches. So really just make your sketchbook and your sketch supplies readily available, and you'll find a lot more opportunities to sketch than you would have thought. So with that, this piece is basically done. After I did all of the marker work, I added in with the white gel pen. And I don't know, this could be snow, I guess, or stars, whatever you want it to be. I was just kind of playing around with things. Trees don't really look like trees, but it was kind of just a fun, imaginative way to get some thoughts out. So yeah, you guys know the drill. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already, and comment in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next one.